Hey you guys, it's day number 19 of my 30-day live Facebook challenge, and today's topic is an Ask Me Anything. It's a Q&A session where you can bring any questions and chat with me. Just drop them into that comment section and I'd love to answer them for you. So I'm gonna wait for a while and kind of hope some people jump on to ask me some questions, and that's what's going on today. So as always, if you see me during the live, you could also just leave me a hashtag live so I know you're watching along, even if you're not asking any questions. Or if you see this later on during the replay, you can leave me a hashtag replay and ask your question then, and I'll make sure to get back to you. But yeah, that's what today's topic's about. Just gonna kind of sit here casually, hoping that some people have a lunch break and see me and jump on. And I'd love to talk about real estate and answer your questions on that, but if you just have something general that you want to ask about me or my personal life or my background, like my experience in sales or digital marketing, I can share that with you too. Obviously, I can also tell you a lot about St. Clair County because I'm a lifelong resident here, so that's something I can share as well. So that's what's up with me. Just sitting out here in this beautiful weather today. Earlier today I was on one of the Michigan agent training sessions that eXp does, and it was a really great training today. Today we went over like an occupancy addendum and different topics about if your client does offer, well, depending on what side you are, but basically if you take an offer and you close on a deal that has occupancy and possessions not till after close. And it was just very informative. We learned a lot about how technically it becomes like a landlord situation then, and how to write up a contract really to protect the new buyers of the property, to make sure the sellers actually leave when they're supposed to, and what would happen if there was damages that happened during that period, or if the old seller stayed over and didn't leave right away. So it was very interesting. The brokers were talking about a situation that happened in the past. I guess it happened about a year ago, and the buyers offered the sellers I think 2 months of occupancy, and during that time the house actually burnt down. And it was just very eye-opening as a case study about what could happen. So I'm so glad that eXp offers trainings like that, because we've got some great brokers that can explain it and explain talk tracks and explain how we can protect our buyers so that doesn't happen to them. So that's just something that I was chatting about, want to share for a moment while hopefully some of you guys jump on and ask me some questions. So I guess I'll just go into some other stuff about my personal life. Not that I want to share too much, but just so you get to know me. As I told you guys, I'm a lifelong St. Clair County resident. I grew up, well, I was actually born. When I was born, I lived in Lexington for the first 4 to 5 years of my life. Then my parents moved to St. Clair, and I went to all of my years of schooling, elementary, middle school, and high school in St. Clair. So I was an Eddie Eagle, and then I went to not St. Mary's. I went there for church, but I went to the St. Mary's, I keep saying it. I went to St. Clair Middle School, and when I went to the middle school, it was still the original middle school, before they moved out to the one on Yankee. And I was there through 8th grade. Then I went to St. Clair High, and I graduated in 2003. When I was in high school, I was in the band for a while. I played the alto saxophone, and I did marching band. I also did cheerleading. I was in dance growing up, mainly as a ballerina. That was kind of what I focused on. I did some gymnastics and everything too. St. Clair has some really good recreation department programs where you can get involved in like dance and synchronized swimming, and that was a lot of the stuff that I did when I was growing up. So 2003, I graduated from high school. Then I went to Michigan State, so go green. Originally I thought I was gonna do something like criminal justice because I was really intrigued by forensics at that point. Like I watched all those like DNA forensic files, and I got to Michigan State. I took a class of criminal justice, and I realized I was a little too sensitive for that subject, and it still intrigued me, but I decided to kind of switch over to social sciences. And that's when I got into international studies and economics, and I did that as my degree. I had also studied French and Japanese when I was in high school, and so I continued taking Japanese courses when hey Jerry, thanks for joining. Long time no see. If you have a question, just drop it down in there and I'll love to answer it for you. I hope you've been doing well. But yeah, so when I went to college, I continued taking Japanese, and I met a lot of great friends. And then my junior year, I saw something that was a study abroad for Okinawa, Japan, and I decided that that's where I was going. And so my senior year, I went to Okinawa, Japan. I went there for 6 months originally. I thought I was going to just do a 6-month program, which seemed like a long time then. But then I got over there and I met so many great friends, and I just loved the place. I loved the culture. I loved how peaceful it was. I loved the weather, and I decided to stay for another 6 months. So I ended up completing a whole year over in Japan. And then when I came back, I still had to finish out my senior year, my second senior year. And so I went back to Michigan State and finished up that last round of classes, and I graduated in 2008. As you guys know, that was kind of like the recession, and you know, it was a crazy time in real estate too. So I had been a waitress at that point, and I went back into waitressing. I also did some substitute teaching, and I worked at an office, like a computer repair shop. I was their office assistant for a while. Did a little bit of substitute teaching in different places like Harper Woods and a couple other places, and it was fun, but it wasn't really for me either, because one person dealing with 30 kids is a lot. So I give credit to teachers because they are special people for sure. So that's kind of what I did. After a while, I went to work at Gannett, which was like the Times Herald and the Free Press, Detroit News. I started out as a cashier, where I was collecting money for people that would want to just buy a paper daily, or that they were doing their subscriptions and everything. So you could come in and pay your monthly subscription at the front desk, or let's say you were putting in an obituary or a classified ad or something like that. And then at a point, one of my coworkers, Rosemary, saw me up front, and she thought, well, she'd probably be a good person for advertising, and suggested I apply for an advertising assistant program or position. And yeah, so I applied for that to get into a full-time job, because the cashier position was a part-time job. I went into the advertising assistant, and that was where I would order ads, and I would proof ads and send them out to different people, and it was a great position. I got to know a lot about advertising, and then sooner or later the South Side territory opened up, and I decided to apply for an account executive position. And yeah, I was the account executive for basically St. Clair and South. So St. Clair, Richmond, Marine City, anywhere basically south of St. Clair that wanted to advertise with the Times Herald. So I did print marketing, and I also did digital marketing, and I continued to learn a lot. After a while, our auto account executive, his name was Tom, he decided he was going to move on to a different company, and that left open the auto account position, and I applied for it, and I got it, and I was so excited. So I became the auto account executive. Hi you guys, thanks for joining me. This is my Ask Me Anything. I'm just kind of chatting about myself since no one's asked me any questions, so I'm just giving you some stuff about my background so you guys know about it, and maybe encouraging you guys to ask questions, whether it's about my background or about real estate. So yeah, so then I became the auto account executive, and at that point it was mainly still based in the Times Herald. We could do the Free Press, Detroit News too, but it wasn't our major bread and butter. But as we continued to do mergers and everything, I had started, I was doing digital marketing too. Everything from email blasts to Google pay-per-click ads to website SEO program to geofencing. So I learned tons about that. and I became a Cars.com rep within the Times Herald. So I sold Cars.com to the auto dealers in the town, and sooner or later I was like transferred basically, so that the Times Herald wasn't like my main base. The Detroit Free Press was. So then I had to spend a lot of time like commuting back and forth from either Port Huron to downtown Detroit, and I picked up other auto dealerships within St. Clair County and Macomb County. Some were even out in like Oakland County, and yeah, it was a great experience. I think it was 2014. I actually was one of the top salespeople for Cars.com in the whole nation. I was either number 4 or 5 for year-over-year percentage increases, and I won the President's Club. So that was a great experience, and something I still cherish to this day. And then, yeah, I continued with Gannett through COVID until 2021, well, the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021, where I transitioned out of it. I took a little bit of time for myself, and then I started working for Advia Credit Union. Advia, I was a marketing specialist there as well, and we did stuff like, you know, their marketing and digital marketing and print marketing for promoting things like their checking accounts or just a bunch of different things. So that was a great experience, and during that time I decided that I was still kind of missing the sales experience or sales portion of marketing. So I decided I was going to start studying for my real estate license. So yeah, I took the 40-hour class, I studied up, I went and took my state exam, and I did pass on my first round, so that was something very exciting. And in 2022, I guess it would have been, yeah, I got my real estate license. I looked around for a couple different brokerages, and I decided on EXP, and that's what brings me here today. So that's kind of some of my background. That's how I ended up here. Now I am in the world of real estate, and I'm combining the sales experience and the marketing experience that I have to help, you know, buyers buy homes and sellers sell homes. So fortunately, I was used to chatting with people and learning how to lead generate and learning how to build out campaigns, but I didn't really know how to be an entrepreneur. I had only done stuff like babysitting or something like that was entrepreneurial. I guess waitressing is kind of an entrepreneurial thing, but not really. It's the sense that you always run your own section and you got to bring in as much money as you can and, you know, upsell and everything. But yeah, that's when I jumped into entrepreneurship, and this has been my life since then. So I'm very fortunate that I've met a lot of great people through the years, whether it's been, you know, just from the community events that I've been involved in. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. I always appreciated working with you. You were like just so easy to work with and talk to. And, you know, isn't Bill your family member? And Bill was always someone that really helped motivate me, and I miss him. And he's just been a great person as well in my life. So, yeah. Getting off track now, but that's basically what's up, and here I am diving into this real estate world. I know that video marketing is very important. That's something I learned at Gannett too, that you know, you could connect with people on all these different channels. But see, I thought so. Sometimes you just got to put the connections together. Then I remembered, I was like, oh yeah. But yeah, video marketing is great for, you know, selling products, and of course, you know, making sure you guys have personal connections with people. So that's why I've been doing this 30-day challenge, so you guys kind of know what's going on with me, and in case you don't know me, you can get to know me and build trust with me and all that good stuff. So I don't know, that's what's new. I'm just glad it's going to be a very warm today. Probably going to get out on a walk here after this Ask Me Live event, because I think it's going to get almost 85 today, and if I do that at 3 or 4 o'clock, I will definitely probably not make my whole 4-mile walk. So I don't know, that's what's up. I've got a lot of other things to do, but since you guys really aren't asking me questions, I'm just talking your ear off as always. So I'm just glad you guys joined me for a little bit, and I miss all of you guys, and I hope that I can connect with you guys in person. If you guys are interested in me doing like a comparative market analysis for your home or your property, please let me know. I'd be happy to do that. Or if you'd like me to come walk your property, I'd love to do that too. Or if you are someone that's looking to move, you know, I can set up property searches for you and help you find the right place. So yeah, I hope I didn't overshare too much today, but I hope I was able to give you guys a little bit of tidbits about my life and about why that transition in real estate was a good one for me. Aw, thank you, Jerry. I hope you have a great day. So, I don't know. I like doing this Ask Me Anything, so I'll probably do it more often. I know someone else that's in the challenge. She does it typically weekly, I think, or maybe bi-weekly. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll do something like that too. So, thank you for listening to me, you guys, and joining me today. If you do catch it later on during the replay, feel free to leave questions here, and I will make sure to answer them or jump back on to go live and answer them for you. So, hope you guys enjoy this beautiful weather, and I will chat with you soon. Bye, y'all.